Hey guys, I'm going to take you through how to create automated video content from N8N and super quickly, so we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to show you two different ways of doing it. One, actually, you don't even need any kind of external API connection from N8N, and the second one is with an external API connection, which will give you a little bit more flexibility with the video generation model you want to choose. So to start with, we have a trigger on when chat message received. By the way, to start with, this workflow is going to be for free in my school community, so just check it out if you want to just download it without having to set up anything. Super easy. But we have a when chat message received. So if we test this node, test chat, we're going to put in sports drink advert. Okay, so we want to create a video generation with a sports drink advert. Then I have an AI agent which will take this input. So all I have to do is pull this chat input into here. And I've prompted it to be an AI video prompt engineer expert. And it's basically, the idea is to convert my very simple prompt into a much more detailed and fleshed out prompt. And depending on what you're aiming for, you can completely change this the way you want to. I've clicked on require specific output format just so I'm certain how the output is going to come to me. So when I click toggle this on, I can select a output parser, a structured output parser, and here I've just put in prompt and an example of a text string. So just California. It's just as simple as this. And then the chat mode I've put with GPT-4o Mini, very simple and very easy. Now I've connected to two different models here, so you can see, let me run this by the way. And we'll see that it comes up with a much more detailed sports drink advert prompt. So create a dynamic sports drink advertisement that showcases an athlete in an intense training session, and etc, etc. So we have the detailed prompt. And I've just sent it to two different places just so I can show you two different methods. The first one is the easiest one. If we go to the right and we go to Open AI, we can actually see at the bottom, there's generate a video action. So that's the node I've chosen. And when I click into it, because it's Open AI, it means you have access to Sora 2 and Sora 2 Pro. So I've just chosen Sora 2 for an example. Resources, this is all automatically filled in, but video operation is generate. And then the prompt, I just pull in that prompt right here. And seconds, I put 4 seconds in. And the size, you can play around with these different options, but I've just put this format. You just need to set up your OpenAI credentials. And this is the same as the credentials for your AI agent here. Your OpenAI chat model here. It will be the same one because it's both with OpenAI. And yeah, so if we execute this step, it will take this prompt with these things. The one thing I have to say though with this one is it automatically adds audio to it. Whether you want this or not, you can definitely remove the audio at a later stage, but it just adds it here. And as this is processing, I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so it's completed and it took a bit of time, maybe like around 3 to 5 minutes. And if we view this, we can see this right here.
Fuel your victory.
It's pretty good actually. And you can see it had sound to it. And the last node is to just upload this into Google Drive. And I've just named this file name Sora AI vid. Connect your Google credentials, and if you haven't done that, I have a separate video on how to do this. File, operation, upload, input, data field name is data because this is data, and name your file and pick your drive where you want to add it, the folder. So if I execute this, we shall see, because it's a binary file, it's been uploaded fine, and we can see this. And we can see this here. So Sora AI vid right here. Very good. So that is one video generation tool. The other one is Wavespeed 1. And so this is Wavespeed. And set up an account, you get $1 for free, so you can play around with it. And if we go to pricing, we can see all the different image generation and video generation model pricings. So I've just chosen Wan 2.2 ultra fast, and I've gone into search model, just pasted this, and then I've chosen this, the first one that came up, T2V 720p ultra fast. And we can see that a request will cost $0.1 per run. And if we go to API, this is how we set up our API. So we want to curl, we want to choose post method and copy this URL. So I'm just going to copy this straight and enter it into an HTTP request node. So from the right, just select HTTP. You can choose this one. And in the HTTP, we'll make sure the method is post. Copy and paste that URL that we just copied from the other side. Authentication is generic credential type. And we can just include bearer authentication, and then bearer, and then we can add create new credential, and then this is where you add the token. So in Wavespeed, come to API keys, and then here you can enter any kind of key name and create a key here. And it will pop up right here, and you just copy and paste that. So if I copied and pasted this key, I would put that into this bearer token area, and like I've done, and then that is your credential setup. Then we want to make sure headers is on, so send headers like this. And by the way, in the bearer authentication, when I've created it, I've just named this Wavespeed, so I know that it's Wavespeed in the future. Send headers, and we can see, if we come back to our API section, we can see that the header required is content type application/JSON. So we've copied that in just like this. Send body toggle on, JSON, and then using JSON. And then this way, I can actually just copy and paste this direct prompt into the JSON box here. Now, when I've done that, just ensure that you delete the prompt and pull in the prompt that you choose into this area so that it uses your prompt. And then you can mess around with the duration. However, I found that with this one, for example, this specific model, the duration can only be 5 or 8 seconds. So just so you're aware, if you try a different time period, it will error. So we've done this, we execute this, and we can actually see in our next node that, oh, hold on. In our first node, even, we can see that it says message success, etc., but it will take time to process. So in our next node, this is when we're trying to get the status. And if I just play this one, I can see, so basically in this area, I'm choosing get method, and I pull in this get URL here, right here into this, because this is where I'll be finding the result from. Again, I want to set up with generic credential type, the same credential setup as previously with bearer auth and choose your own bearer authentication for Wavespeed. And that's the only setup you need to do. You just want to make sure that you're pulling in this get URL. And when you do this, and we've just executed this step, we can see that the status here is processing. This means it's not ready yet. And just like the last one, it will take a little bit of time. And I've automatically set up a loop to check when the status turns completed. So my next node is an if statement, and we pull in the status. So pull that right in here. And if status is completed, then we go to the true branch. But at the moment, because it is not completed, it says processing, we're in the false branch. And then the false branch, I've put a wait node for 15 seconds. So we execute this. All it does is wait for 15 seconds, and then it loops around to the get status again. So then we'll try and pull the information again, and it will get the status. And hopefully, after 15 seconds or so, it will be complete. So if we execute this step again, we see the status is completed. And so when we execute this again, the if statement, we can see that the true branch is now populated with the output. And the last node is to get the URL of this MP4 that's been created. And all you have to do is in this HTTP request is just have a get method and put in this URL. And this will turn this URL into a binary data field. So we can see that right here. In the same way, the last one, the Sora turns into it. And this one has a complete different format. And you can see, you can kind of compare the different video models. And finally, we upload the file into our Google Drive, just like last time. Same setup, execute this. I've changed the file name to make sure it's a Wavespeed video gen, just to be able to differentiate. And in here, if we refresh, and when we refresh, we find that is here as well. Okay, so that's all done. And I hope this was useful and hope this was quick. This is how you can set up your video generation. You can put it on a timer. You can add all kinds of inputs into this prompt generator. And if you want, this is how you create viral video content on autopilot.